Hi guys, welcome to Interior Insights. I'm Jane, an interior design student. We are going to look at an incredible industrial loft that is located in a former pasta factory. If it wasn't for the couple, the building would still be deteriorating. The factory is located in Zeitz, which is a city close to Berlin, and it belongs also to East Germany, which formerly used to be a part of the GDR, the German Democratic Republic. This factory building was built by a Mr. Emmerling, who founded his pasta company and then built this building in 1909. And after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification, this factory was just abandoned and the whole business went bankrupt. And this building was just completely forgotten and was for some years a part of these lost places, as you call them. And then in 2016, a couple decided to buy this building and to reinsert some life into this building. Let's go have a look at the loft. As soon as you come in, you can look right all the way through the loft to the other side, where there is an arched historical window, and you just have this unique axis that spans across the entire loft. Over here we have a little entryway area where there's a lot of hidden storage rooms and the bathroom that is hiding that I will show you after. As we enter this loft, we are just transported back in time to 1909 when this apartment was built. All of the structure of the building that we can see today is still original from that period. That means that the brick walls are also still original and they are unplastered, so we can actually get to see the red bricks and we can really feel the energy in the room. To all sides of the loft, we have large windows that span from the beginning of the floor all the way up to the ceiling, and they end with small round arches. And this just brings a great repetition inside the loft and adds a sense of structure, a sense of rhythm, but at the same time we just have all of this light flooding in from every single side. Whenever we look outside the window, we are just exposed to the brick facades of this historical building, and we can really just take in the ancient fabric atmosphere of this place. Because this is a loft, we have an open floor plan and there are no doors, no walls whatsoever. And you know, I'm obsessed with whenever people don't cover up the history or the marks that the story that this place went through, but that they really celebrate the history and all of these irregular, imperfect details. You can even see that the flooring changes from here to there. For example, we have both completely white tiles as well as tiles that have been accentuated with little red squares, or in the kitchen area we have black tiles. And this again doesn't distract from the design, but this is actually what makes up the incredible design that we're standing in today. Over here we have the kitchen, and the kitchen reminds me of this rustical farmside kitchens because we have this freestanding kitchen island that is made from wood and it has been painted in this dark hunter green, as well as the back wall behind the kitchen, and it just reminds you of the simpler times and just takes you back into the story. We have farmer baskets, we have a lot of little vases or herbs. All of these little pieces are not just decor, but they really underline the story. So behind this wall, the bathroom is hiding, and these walls that are painted are actually the only walls that have been added during the renovation process, so they are not from 1909. And you can see that the designers also try to show this by plastering these walls and giving them a different finish. And the kitchen actually only consists of one simple black kitchen block and this kitchen island over here. But it's really the color and materiality and also just using these historic accessories that create the story. We still have the industrial style with very industrial vintage lamps that have also been sourced locally. And my favorite part about the kitchen is that we have this small red artwork that just makes the entire kitchen pop. Sometimes you don't need to make really big or bold color choices, but you can just have a monochrome green kitchen and just add a small red object or just a small complementary color. And this is what completes the design and makes it pop and takes it out of being boring. Open kitchen layouts, especially with kitchen islands, are just a great thing when you have guests over or when you entertain or when you cook for your family. And then when you're done with cooking, you can just take the food over to the dining room area. And these are just one of many perks of having an open living concept. Over here, we have the dining room table. And again, we have this very rustical, farm-like storytelling because the table consists just of one gigantic slab of wood. And the sides of the table have actually kind of been darkened to add some more soft touches and to make the space more cozy. So we have soft gray chairs that are surrounding the table, and they again act as a soft element just to add this little feminine and cozy touch. And big dining tables are always a great place to add some styling or just to create a little composition. Over here we have two really cool rustical vases that again have a very strong patina and just some branches that have been collected from the outside. And if we go over here, we can see this is a really cool painting, and I wish they would have put like a lamp or something on top of it so you could see it. Because at the first glance it looks like a black square, but it's actually a portrait of a guy, and that's quite cool. It's a very cool painting. And over here by the windows you can again see the historical windows that are still original. Just everything that they went through, the building that has once been deteriorating, and everything has just been kept the way it was so that you can just really experience the history. And I believe that it's these simple little broken moments that just create this perfect and authentic design. Now, because the space used to be a pasta factory, we are lucky and we have these very high walls that allow a lot of play and fun while designing. So we have all of these oversized artworks that again add this artistic and creative touch to the loft. Many people are always scared of placing big artworks also inside smaller places, but these are always a great idea to get out of your comfort zone and create a truly outstanding design. Over here we have the living room area. There's been a lot of play with different fabrics and textures just to create this coziness, and another element that was used to just create this level of comfort is by having very low profile furniture. So we have a very low profile sofa that is kept in this greenish brown velvet texture, or we have all of these different sofa chairs that also have a very low profile, and they just invite you to sit down. And because we have the beautiful historic floor tiles that I already talked about, we don't have a carpet, but instead we have a see-through sofa table from plexiglass so that you can really take in the details of the original tiles. Another thing I noticed in this apartment is the proper and purposeful use of light. So we don't just have one source of light, but we really have a lot of different lighting sources, both from above as well as hanging on the wall or just standing on the floor. And this again just creates this very dynamic and ambient light, and it looks especially beautiful at night. And because the designer didn't want to intrude into the original substance of the building and really just preserve it and mindfully design around the substance of the building, instead of putting all of the electricity inside the walls, they decided to use all of the black electricity cables and all of the piping lines that you need today to accentuate the design. So all of the walls and ceilings have these little black electricity wires around them. And I feel like they again frame the architecture and yet another level and just add this. So the bedroom is just tucked inside a corner, so it acts as its own little space, even though it's part of the big area. The headboard of the bed is again framed by these black electrical cables that go all around it, and they again create a sense of zoning and a separation from the rest of the loft. And because the space is very rustical and has a lot of harsh materials like stone, brick, glass and metal, you don't have a very soft and cozy atmosphere. And to counteract all of these harsh and rough materials, there was a lot of fabric added to add again a more feminine, softer touch to the apartment and just to create more of the sense of home and coziness. And so underneath the bed we have a big vintage carpet that again has a very uneven texture and that just again adds this new type of material, but also this cozy element and just a new materiality to the design. Now let me show you the industrial historic bathroom. This is the bathroom area, and like I already mentioned, these walls are the only ones that have been created and that are not the historical walls. But the intention was to just create a private space for a bathroom and at the same time to keep this industrial character of the space. And when I look at the space, I'm again reminded of these old historic farms a few hundred years ago. For the sink, we have a very cool wash basin that also takes me back to a farm, because I feel like this could also be a wash basin where like pigs or cows drink and get their water. And these historic industrial details are again paired with very modern, sleek, minimal ones. We have a very big round mirror, and it just makes the whole space, on the one hand, incorporate itself into the story, but at the same time we have a very modern and fully functioning bathroom that just applies to today's standards. The floor tiles are the same as in the rest of the loft. They are historic and they have all of these marks, and when you're taking your shower you have new black tiles around you, but when you look at the floor you can still see the remains of the history. And a little detail that I noticed is over here, it says Hauptschalter, which means like that it's the main switch. And I believe that this is also another detail that has just been kept to not forget the history of this place. So yes, comment below which part was your favorite of this loft, and if you would like me to showcase more historic transformations to modern, incredible, eclectic lofts. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go and subscribe, because it's the simplest and best way to support this channel. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.